Hi guys, just wanted to make should be a short video, who knows, showing something interesting I realized through some of my research. It just clicked and I thought it was really interesting, so thought I'd share it on how this monetary system of debt is a hijacking of this book of eternal life. And so I was listening to a lecture about modern monetary theory, and the guy was just an economist, and he wasn't doing it from a Christian slant. He was, or from even the paradigm that there is a nefarious force in this world that is a propator of this Babylonian system we have. So his paradigm is that this is just an old system that used to work, and this system doesn't work anymore. And through the way he was describing it, a lot of the stuff I knew already, just from my research about money, and but the way he said it, it clicked, and I'm gonna try to say it the same way and show you the correlation that was made in my mind when it happened. Some things we know, as he was explaining it, is that our monetary system is created in debt. Debt must be created through a note. You then redeem that same note to pay the debt. And this is how the central banks, which are separate entities from our government, own our government, because the borrower is servant to the lender if the lender can never pay them back. And the lender can't, or the borrower can't pay them back. And the borrower can't pay them back because each dollar that's lended to our government is lended as $1 plus interest. So there's never enough money in circulation to pay them back, thus keeping a perpetual borrower-lender situation. So to go back to what I was saying and kind of reiterate it before I make the correlation, this is debt created with a note that then the note can be used to pay back the debt. And what I think is interesting, especially with my journey into Torah, the instructions, and I've learned with some of Paul's writings and Torah that the Torah was made or given to create sin. The law brings death. And as Paul said, it was made to bring death so that Yeshua or Jesus could bring us life. So we have, with those verses and this concept of a note that brings debt, and then you redeem that debt, or you redeem that debt, or the note to pay the debt. So what we have here is a note that brings debt. The debt is the wages of sin is death. And then if Yeshua is the Torah in the flesh, the same note is redeemed to pay the debt. So we have a note that creates debt that gets redeemed to pay the debt. And what I find is interesting, I'm doing some more research now as to what are the money changers and what was Yeshua doing when he was overthrowing the tables. And another thing I find interesting is when people say render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and they say it as a reasoning that, see, Jesus says pay taxes, so because he said give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And I'm thinking that if we, and through my journey, I've been under the impression, which I believe incorrectly at this point, that when Jesus said, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, that he was really saying, give him back his money and don't use it. Don't use the money, which might have worked then. It's impossible now, at least if it's not virtually impossible, if it's not impossible, it's virtually impossible. Like for me, I literally can't stop using this for 13 more years till my child support is done. So there's instances where we have to stay on a monetary system. So with examining the verses and understanding the notes, maybe Yeshua was saying, because Yeshua and the disciples were not Roman. So when Jesus points out the who's on the coin, Caesar. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Maybe he was saying, don't let an outside entity make your money for you, because the borrower is always servant to the lender. So, I don't know, I just thought that was interesting that our current economic system and the system for most of the world, at least all the first world, some of the second world countries, is built on a note that creates debt that gets redeemed to pay the debt. I thought that was beautiful, and I thought this is a beautiful story, and I guess they did too, and figured they would hijack it and make a system that works for them under the same premise, because Satan can't create. There's nothing new under the sun. He can only take the systems of Yah and twist them and copy them for his own good. But that was all. A note that makes debt, and then you pay the debt with the note. And thank you to Yeshua for doing that and for giving us the opportunity to have life eternal. God bless you guys. Yah bless you guys. And have a good week and enjoy your Sabbaths.